Hey guys, welcome back. So in the last video we finally got our horse, and with that, outside of perfecting our bow here, we're mostly good to go. So with that in mind, it's time for me to finally stop stalling and actually pick my army that I want to play as and my army composition that I want to use. Now, I actually made a poll for this in a Reddit thread, and I was absolutely astonished by the turnaround on participation. I think there was something like, well, at the time of recording, there's something like 700 votes. I might pull up a graphic here, or at the very least I'll link to it, asking what people would want to see. Now, I talked about this in the past. I wasn't entirely certain if people were saying this from like a, you should do this because it's fun, or like treating me as if, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, but treating it like advice, like I was a new player, like the best way to play the game is do this. So I wasn't really sure about the motivation behind it, but I feel like at the very least it has to be somewhat representative of what people would enjoy seeing. So in first place was Combined Arms, although not by much. Again, hopefully I probably will put it up maybe in the center here. But Combined Arms was in first place, that being the concept of mixing and matching. In second place, by only trailing behind by like 1%, was a pure Swadia army. Right behind that, I think also by 1%, was pure Nords. And then a bit trailing behind was pure Rhotics. So logically, to me, that would indicate that if I was to do a combined arm force, it should include those three factions, which, again, kind of goes along with the theory that I was saying, that people might have been saying it from a gameplay point of view, because in my opinion, those are probably the three easiest, if not the three best factions to pull units from: Swadian cavalry, Nord infantry, Rhotics archers. There's a bit of variation there, like you could do Saranid cavalry instead of Swadian ones, I guess, or you could do Vagar archers instead of Rhotic archers. Nords are pretty much the kings of infantry, though, so they're thanes or jarls of infantry, I guess. But in any case, that seems to be the way it's heading. So I was thinking, in respect to Swadia winning, I might team up with Swadia. It also is because, honestly, they're probably one of the more annoying armies to face off against in a field battle, because it's just heavy cavalry all day, every day. So I was thinking I'll team up with Swadia as a vassal. I will use a Swadian, Nordic, and Rhotic army composition, and we'll see how it goes. You can see up here, I can only get 72 guys right now because my leadership isn't too great, and my renown's probably only average, I would assume, right? It's relatively high before I've started because I've done all the tournaments and whatnot, and the outnumbered fights, that helps. But I was thinking, if I was to do like a ratio in general, I was thinking something along the lines of like 20% Swadian cavalry, 50% Nordic infantry, and 30% Rhotic archers, that kind of ratio. Of course, you're never going to ever perfectly reach the point of equilibrium, because you're going to be constantly losing guys. Guys are in the middle of training, blah, blah, blah. So, like, that's just a rule of thumb, of course. I'm going to consider my heroes probably none of them. For the most part, they're going to be sticking with my archers, or whichever unit group type I end up sticking in the back. So whether I rename it and put archers in it, I don't know. But that is what I'm thinking so far. Like I said, I was thinking team up with Swadia. I think for this playthrough, I'm just going to do a loyal retainer kind of politically. Like, I'm not going to try and become king. I'm not going to do any rebellions. I'm just going to join up with the faction and just go for it. I feel like that's probably the easiest way to go about it. And hopefully it'll be fun. So we got to team up with the Butter Lords. So who better to talk to than Fat Harlaus himself, right? So I was thinking I will talk to them. Should I just straight up go for offering swords? Probably not, because I do not have an army. But I could. Should we sign in with the Swadians right away? You know what, maybe we should. Let's go for it. So, there we go. It is official, guys. We have signed up with Swadia. So, we got our town, which is always the poorest one. So I'm going to assume it's on a border, which yes it is. It's on the Kyrgyz border. Let's see, politically speaking, Swadia is at truce with the Kyrgyz, but besides that, we have no fights going on. So it is peacetime. So we'll probably have a bit of time to build things up. I am going to head towards my city here and just check in on them. You always want to have a good relationship with them if at all possible. Now, as I mentioned, when you become a lord, they, perhaps rightfully so, just give you the poorest town, I believe is how it works. So that is this one right on the border, so I'm sure this is going to get attacked. So you can do all these essentially ways to improve your place, but since I do not have a high level engineer, I'm probably going to avoid actually doing that for now, because I believe both the time and the cost decrease the higher your engineering level. So once I get Marnid, I believe is my engineer, higher level, then hey ho, we can focus on that. So, Mr. Village Elder, what's going on? Anything can help you with? Cattle, huh? So, usually the way to get cattle is to buy them. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any money. So, we're going to have to earn a bit of money first. I'm not sure how expensive cattle is. Maybe I could check. And, oh, well, that changes things. It seems we're going to have to hold off on that because we might be going to war soon. So the problem is I do not have any money. So there is a legitimate point to I should have waited before swearing in myself to start setting up towns for revenue. But of course I did not do that. So I'm going to want to that's a lot of crossbows. I am going to want to be careful about my money here. Now, unfortunately, I need to have a certain amount of troops if I'm expected to help out in a campaign, and I do not have very much money, so let's see if there's a tournament nearby. Leave it in. I guess I could head there. Unfortunately, like I said, we don't have any money. I want to get a bit off the ground here so that I can hire some troops. Hopefully I could run into some bandits or something. Swadian crossbows, huh? Oh, well, that helps. We just got our rent. Let's save up here. They're having a tournament. And let's just get greedy. My horse is dying. Oops. And down goes my horse, so this isn't looking good. But we held it together, so we're doing alright. We're on foot, so we need to make sure we win the foot fight. Backpedaling is your friend. So I'm probably just going to hire the minimum amount of troops. I'm not going to try and control a large mob just quite yet, because it's just going to be a bunch of peasants anyways. So I could set up a store potentially with the money I earn here in this tournament as a way to improve my revenue. We will see how much I get and what makes sense. Ideally, making it in a Swadian town is usually the best, because if we end up going to war with a different faction, our stores come under, what's the term? It's a question. I can't remember the term, but essentially they seize the assets. So, easy peasy tournament win here. Fortunately, we've already won, so we have only a small amount of money, so we're probably not going to be able to Oh, whoops. That's unfortunate. I forgot about saving that village. Whoopsies. They just got attacked, I think, or looted, and I could have saved them. That was a mistake on my part. Unfortunately, we have some upset people. Same with this quest, that could happen. So, we gotta go to Count Delenard. He is currently at Uxal, but we can go here and talk to Count Clace to double check on that information just so we know where to go. So I want to know where. That was Delenard, right? Yeah. Ironcourt Castle, okay. Ironcourt. I'm assuming that's going to be closer to the Rodux, but am I blind? Oh, it was just covered over. Okay, so that is where we're heading. We're going to want to upgrade our troops wherever possible. Although we are not going to be a major factor in these fights here, just because we do not have the troops yet. Perhaps I individually could be useful, but as far as my army, that is probably not going to happen. So let's move out with the marshal here. Oh, one thing I should do is I should stock up on food before we move out. If at all possible. So let's get some cabbages. Oh, seems we have our first big fight here. Fortunately, we are heavily outnumbering them, so we're just going to join in. Anyone who is under my control, I am just going to leave back because we do not need their help. And here we go, our first faction fight. I do not have direct control over these forces because I am not the marshal. So we're just going to tag along here. We have what I can only assume is traditional Rodux versus traditional Swadia here. Can't tell how close these shots are. If I'm overshooting, I think I'm overshooting. There we go. Sun was slightly distracting there. Who is this on foot? Despin? What are you doing, bud? Try and swoop in here and help some of the lords who seem to have decided to charge in by themselves. I've never done that before. None of these videos ever suggest that, that's for sure. Okay, so I can probably just keep picking on crossbows because they do not seem to be focused on me in the slightest. Scratch that, they're now getting focused on me in the slightest. I assume they just got a reinforcement wave there, so it looked like we got pushed back. Ow. That is one of the issues of moving in straight lines. You can get railed by a crossbow shot. You can see the added benefit of our charger already, because without it I think we would have already been dismounted. I assume this is a sergeant, but perhaps this is a lord. No, it's just a sergeant. There's crossbowmen on the hill that are looking at me. There you go, and it looks like we pulled through, although I'm pretty sure we were more than favored there. So yeah, allies lost a few people. Of course we didn't, because I am being a dick and holding my troops back. We do not have any prisoner management, so I can't start taking prisoners, but that shouldn't be a huge deal just yet. Stick with Delinard here. Seems we are getting more and more people joining up with them, so perhaps we're going for a siege. He wants me to probably scout out areas or something. Yeah. Saramish, Ergolon Castle, and Grunwalder. Grunwalder's there. Saramish is up there. What was the other place? Ergolon Castle. So, just along the lines here. shouldn't be too bad. I'm just going to yeah, well, that was bound to happen. Well, all I need to do is poke my head in here. Bizarre apparently knows this place. Scout that. So like I said, I'm probably going to stick to Swadia for a bit until I have a regular stream of income, and trainer, perhaps as importantly, so that I can quickly start churning out units. Until then, I'm just going to stick with whatever guys I have. I'm not going to focus too hard on my army. Let's see if I can get more food. There we go. More bread. So, scout that out. Now we can just stick with him. Who knows what he's going to be trying to do here? Oh boy. This could be bad. I'm gonna try it. Seems the fighting broke up almost immediately. What are we doing, Delinard? That's a lot of Roddics. I don't know if we can fight them all. And it seems our lords aren't very strong either. I assume Harlaus is back in Praven, doing Harlaus things. Pretty sure they're gaining on you, Count. He's requesting that I come over, huh? I'll get right on that, sir. Do you want to join in this fight? I mean, I guess we could. We're not favored at all, but okay, same as before. I'm going to keep my troops back because not only are they not very helpful, but I want to preserve my own guys. Fortunately, I do not get to control any allies, so we get to watch them recklessly charge in and probably die. So all that cavalry there, you can just assume are all lords because Roddics don't have cavalry. So with that in mind, I am going to target enemy cav. Give them the Swadian treatment here. By hunting down all these lords. Also helps because I get a lot of XP from it. So that should be most of them neutralized. Holy shit, that's a big line of text. It's very distracting. Ouch. I just got salvoed. What is my health at? 30, huh? Is this fighting going to continue? Well, we got our XP for sticking around. We should probably put Jeremis and Chimera way down here so that they don't get pulled into a fight. Honestly, we should put all of our heroes, except maybe Bunduk and Bizarre, way down here. That was explosive. So it looks like the erotics were able to slap away all the Swadians. They're just more organized. It would seem. Yeah, Delinard's just getting chased down by a lot of dudes. I don't really think we can help him. So our first campaign didn't exactly go as planned, but oh well. We got our XP from it. Who knows where everyone else is, though, as far as our other units. Deshavi is our scout, so I'm going to improve pathfinding and improve spotting. I'm sure I'm butchering at least one of these character names, but I'm trying. So did Delinard get wiped out? Seems like it's entirely possible. The problem with erotics, with me doing the strategy of trying to fight by my lonesome, is that they like crossbows. And they have good crossbows. So I can't just slide in and try and take everyone out. Oh yeah, that is one thing I could do. Is try and break lords out of prison. Harengoth Castle, huh? Okay. We'll see what everyone's doing over there. There is King Gravith himself. If it comes to sieges, I feel a lot more confident in my ability to assist, because sticking around as a bowman in a siege is very, very easy. Oh, hey, Count, not sure why you're holding the feast, but there's not many people here at your little home. If we were really well renowned, we could try and make a move for being marshal ourselves early on. That is one strategy. You essentially come in with like 1,000 renown, and I think honor might help as well. And you essentially just go, I'm marshal now, even though I'm brand new, which is always kind of funny. So it seems the lords are moving towards Count Harlaus castle, self-named castle. It's probably because they were voting for the next marshal, which I assume happened because Delinard probably got captured, or at the very least defeated, which makes his controversy go way up. So he is not well liked anymore. So what are we doing, Swadia? I can pretty much only assist by joining in big fights, so my ability to act independently is slightly hampered. Let's see. They taken lords. Hey, there's Delinard. We could try for a prison break. That could be funny. Unfortunately, you only have a stick, so I am less confident. This is a lot easier to do when you are actually not a part of a faction, it's a lot easier to sneak in. Because then you don't need to even dress up as a pilgrim. So let's look at the edges here. Is there anything under siege? Doesn't look like it. So I guess we can assume both the factions backed off for the time being. Unfortunately, our place already got looted, but that was to be expected. Hey. What the hell is this? Someone running away? Okay. Let's, whoops. Set up back there, guys. Pretty sure we can teach these guys a lesson pretty quick. They are quite far away though, but they are in a river. Enjoy the headshot. So while the water is annoying because I can't get in there, also means they're kind of just stuck. So there's that. He's going to teach me a lesson, he said, Mr. Lord, even though I don't even think he's fighting because he's too injured. So, all confidence on that guy. He has a cleaver, so do I. Ow, you can use his cleaver. Hopefully so can I. Oh, cab bump, but didn't swing in. I am flubbing this up severely. There we go. There we go. You can hear my guys cheering from all the way back there. So he escaped, but he had a bunch of prisoners, which I will gladly take. This should help to bulk up our troops here, just ever so slightly. I'll leave the peasant woman at home, just because I don't want to level her up. Oh, we're up to 30. Still not an army by any means, but we lucked out running into that weakened lord. So are you guys... No, you're on the move. Where's everyone going? Are we doing something, guys? It's always kind of tricky figuring out what everyone's doing. I can ask a lord, I suppose. But that's not guaranteed to give me a good answer. Okay, and Nomar, huh? Which is where? Oh. You guys don't seem to be riding to the defense of Nomar. I don't know about... In my humble opinion. Not sure. So, we'll see if that's actually true or if he was just saying that. It seems he was mostly just saying that. This is always the pain of the faction at war which doesn't have a marshal on campaign. You're just kind of running around like an idiot. Ergon Castle. Which is here. Is anyone actually besieging it, though, I wonder? Considering all I see is erotics, I'm gonna go with no. There's the king. My guess is it's mostly just a lot of talk. Oh. Hey, this is a non-zero amount of troops. What are we all doing, guys? Looting, apparently. Okay. Let's tag in this fight here. Keep my own troops at home, like I said. And let's go. We've got one lone rider here. It's like, let me tell you something about how to fight Swadians. Just get on your horse and ride them all down. Wait a second. It's not working. Oh, we have to be careful not to get salvoed, but because there's so many other guys around, I'm just gonna guess that they have other things to worry about than one lone horseman. So, now that we're in the military stages, XP is going to be a lot better. Of course, since we have leveled up a lot already, it's probably not going to seem like we're leveling up too much faster. But getting, say, 200 XP per kill, that's pretty good. We're pretty much one or two shotting people with melee. If I could get my Masterwork Warbow, our bow would probably be doing about the same. I don't think you can really get to the point of one-shotting with a bow against heavy armor, but still. So that was pretty painless. We're just raking in the free XP here. Marnid leveled up. Let's pump your intelligence some more. You were our siege engineer, right? So there's tactics. Siege engineer, that is double. Siege tactician is what I meant to say. Leveling footmen, because those could eventually turn into knights. Oh. I'm gonna chase them down. There's another fight. Let's join in. Keep turning around our troops. No lone rider this time. I guess I'm the lone rider in this instance. Which is always dangerous against Rodux because of all the goddamn crossbows. Which there seem to be multiple lines right now. But as long as we stay on the move, we should be able to avoid most of the fire, and we're drawing it away from the main battle line, so that is the hope there, that we're essentially a skirmishing unit and just harass while the rest of the guys start to approach. Seem to be doing pretty good damage so far. I could probably go for the Lord there. Oh, he has a shield. Less likely. I'm still feeling a bit of rust on my horse archery, so hopefully it's not too bad for you guys to watch. But it's something you get used to. You get in the groove of shooting. Of course, a lot of my shots are going to be ineffective because all the shields. What can you do? These Swadians are taking forever to decide to commit. I am probably going to fire every single arrow I have before this fight starts. If anyone's getting motion sickness from all the spinning, I apologize. Seems the Lord wants to fight with me. That was a mistake. And when the Lord dies, that usually reduces the AI's ability to do tactics, because no one's giving them orders. So they'll just start charging in a lot more wildly. So, lines have been broken. Here come our reinforcements. So we can just join the chaos here. Start swinging wildly. Which it seems like we're winning. Here's the reinforcements. Slide in here. Almost clean sweep those guys. Luckily the crossbowmen usually have pretty short reach weapons, so even if they do switch to melee, you can usually just get them before they swing. A lot of ground fights here, it looks like. Not surprising because of all the pole arms that a bunch of cav are going to get dismounted. And there we go. Easy win. We're pretty effective ourselves in getting a good amount of kills. And we're probably going to keep prisoners. As much fun as it is to build up honor, we do not need it necessarily, so I'm just going to keep get the money's worth to start building up my reserves so that I can start buying some properties. Anyways, that'll probably do for now. I'll do more sieging with Swadia in the next episode. I'll see you guys then. Take care.